Price boosts are some of the most profitable offers in match betting, and if you're not doing them, you are definitely leaving money on the table. For me anyway, price boosts are definitely my most profitable offer that I do on a regular basis, and having a good understanding of them is going to be crucial in making as much money from them as possible. And in this video, I'm going to give you a guide on all things price boosts. Hi, if you didn't know already, my name's Joe and I've been match betting for a few years now. I'm also the owner of Match Betting Empire, which is a match betting group over on Discord. As always, if you're interested in joining the free group, then the link is in the description below. Okay, so I've structured this video so I've got a list of questions and I'm just going to go through and answer all of them one by one, because we do get a lot of common questions about price boosts, so I'm hopefully going to cover everything in this video. So first of all, what actually are price boosts and Arbs? The main thing that defines a price boost and an Arb is when the back odds are higher than the lay odds. And anytime in match betting the back odds are higher than the lay odds, we can make money. That's without any free bets or anything, we can make money from that. So you're probably wondering, what is the difference between price boosts and Arbs? The difference is price boosts have been purposefully boosted by bookmakers. So for example, like the Bet365 Super Boost, that's been purposely boosted by Bet365. But on the other hand, Arbs haven't been purposely boosted by bookmakers. So for example, if you went onto a game and you bet on a certain player to have under one shot on target, that's not going to be boosted by the bookmaker, that's going to be an Arb. Or if you just went on a random horse race and picked a horse and it was somehow the back odds were higher than the lay odds, then that's going to be an Arb, not a price boost. Now I'm going to make this clear at the beginning of the video, Arbs are not good for account health whatsoever. So we only recommend you do Arbs if either you don't care about the account or it's already partially restricted or gubbed. Because the likelihood is by doing Arbs you're going to reduce your account health, which can lead to things like restrictions. There is a bit of nuance with this however, so if you're putting on an Arb, for example, on a big Premier League game, on for example a player to get a card or something, there's going to be a much lower chance of getting restricted from something like that, as opposed to something like a horse Arb on just a random race. That's going to be terrible for account health, and it might only be like a couple of them and your account will get restricted. So we always say, just as a rule of thumb, as a beginner, you probably don't know the difference between ones that will be alright and ones that won't, so just stay away from Arbs if you're a beginner. Price boosts, on the other hand, are much better for account health. I wouldn't say they're good for account health, but they're still much better than Arbs. So you'll probably be alright with them. Okay, so hopefully I've explained what they actually are. Now I'm going to explain how you can actually read them in sort of a group setting. Because one of the most common questions we get is people not understanding sort of how it's written out in our group. And price boosts and Arbs are normally written out in the same format in any match betting group that you would join. So you need to understand how to actually understand what it means. So on screen I'm going to show an example of a price boost, but it's written in the format of the free tips. If you're not familiar, in our free group we post free tips pretty regularly. And this is the format that we usually follow for the free tips. So we've got potential profit on there, then you've got the Bet365 odds, which are the back odds, you've got the lay odds. Bet365 odds are 2.0, lay odds are 1.5. And it's all written out nicely like that. Now I'm going to show you how that same alert would be written in our actual main group, where we've got 10, 20, 30, 40 of these alerts getting posted every day. So as you can see, obviously it's a lot shorter, but when I explain how it works, hopefully it's going to make sense. So we've got a number, we've got a slash, then another number. Initially it's 2/1.65. And put simply, the first number is going to be your bookmaker odds or your back odds. And then after the slash, the second number is going to be your lay odds. And the SM here is just means markets. It might be really confusing at first, but I promise you after literally a couple days, it's going to be like anything. With practice it's going to be so easy. And I've just included in here for reference, initially it was posted at 2/1.65, but then the lay odds dropped slightly and someone just replied to that saying like the lay odds have dropped to 1.5 now. So that's all that is. So the main thing you really need to know in price boost is first number is the back odds on the bookmaker, then after the slash is going to be the lay odds on the exchange. For this it's for markets, but for most things you can put it on a lot of different exchanges, like you could lay that on BetDAQ or Betfair Exchange, I know, but normally it will say the exchange that you want to lay it on. So I hope that makes sense. Now on to another common question is, how do you know how much to stake? Sometimes on alerts like this people will say what the maximum stake is, but to be honest it's just practice and getting a feel for what the usual max stake is. So for example on the Bet365 Super Boost, once you've practiced a bit you realise that the max is going to be the same every time. Normally it's £10, sometimes it can be £20 or £40, but once you've tested it once, you don't really need to test it again, sort of thing. Also, on a lot of bookmakers, you can sort of type in a large number like £1,000 and it will tell you what the max is. For example, Sky Bet, you can do that on, or Paddy Power, you can do that on. When a boost's max is £10, then it's fine to put on £10 on that. As you get higher and higher, maybe it's not great if you're staking like, if it's a weird obscure number like the maximum is £117, it's probably not great to be staking £117. We always say stick to round stakes, and there's a whole thing about keeping your bookmaker account health in good order, and I've made a whole nother video on that, so that's included in that. But the main thing is, it's just with practice you'll understand how much you need to stake on each thing. So there's not really one set answer for every boost, because obviously every boost is different. Each bookmakers offer different maximum stakes, and again, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to stake the maximum on each one, or that we'd advise you stake the maximum on each one. But the main thing is you understand with practice and when you get a feel for things how much to stake on each boost. Okay, how much can you make from price boosts and arbs? So for me, price boosts are my most profitable offer that I do. I do arbs occasionally, but I don't really do them too much, to be honest. I only do them on things that I don't really care about. Like Jeff Banks, for example, has really good arbs, and I don't really care about the account. It's not really linked to any other bookmaker, so I'd put on arbs on that. But for the main part, on the main ones, Bet365, Paddy Power, William Hill, Sky Bet, I tend to stay away from arbs on there unless, again, my account's compromised or it's not got good health anyway, or I'm restricted on certain stuff. But you can easily make £500 to £1,000 a month just from price boosts. So they are definitely profitable. I mentioned this in another video. People have different preferences to what kind of offers they like doing the most. Like some people just love doing 2-up offers and they make over £1,000 a month just from 2-up offers. But for me, price boosts are that sort of thing for me. I just like doing price boosts. It's just the sort of thing that I've got to grips with the best. So, and it just depends how much time you want to dedicate to a different type of offer. All that really matters is how much time you want to dedicate to that offer, and that's proportional to how much money you're going to make from it, really. Next is how you lay price boosts and arbs. Now there is some personal preference with this, whether you want to standard lay and lock in profit with these, or you underlay and you make a profit if it happens and then you just break even if it doesn't. We normally recommend underlaying price boosts and arbs, for there's a couple of reasons for that. One, we found it's probably slightly more profitable to do that long term rather than standard laying, although it probably will be pretty similar. That's long term, by the way. And also it's just a lot more fun. I find it sort of robotic, just standard laying everything. Although it's great, like your profit's going to be linear with the amount of bets you make. It's just, if you're watching a game, or even if you're not watching a game, it just spices things up, you know, keeps it interesting. And I guess it depends on your personality type. If you're completely risk averse and you don't really care about that, then fair enough, you could just standard lay everything. But again, we normally recommend underlaying stuff. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, standard laying or underlaying, that's fine. I've made a whole video on the difference between standard laying and underlaying. But the main thing is standard laying, you make a guaranteed profit on a boost, although it would be a lower profit, or with underlaying, you make a profit if it happens, more profit than the standard laying, but if it doesn't happen, you just break even. So again, watch that video if you don't know what I'm talking about. Long story short, with underlaying, your back stake is going to be the same as your lay stake, assuming you have 0% commissions on your lay side. If not, then it's going to be slightly different, but you need to use a match betting calculator to work out your lay stake. I would just get into the habit of using a match betting calculator regardless of whatever you're doing in match betting. Just use a match betting calculator, get used to it until maybe you fully understand it, and then you can start to not use it for stuff like boosts. I'm not going to make a walkthrough of how to put on a price boost in this video because I've already made one and it's up in our premium group. But I hope this was useful just to give you a bit of background info and hopefully help you understand the way it's written and stuff like that, because to be fair, when I first joined, I didn't really know what any of it meant, so hopefully this helped you out. And if you are in the Match Betting Empire Premium group, it's probably important to make you aware that not all boosts will be found in the Boosts channel. I know that sounds silly, but as I said at the beginning of the video, a boost is any time the back odds are higher than the lay odds. And this is the case in other channels. For example, just on here, the William Hill boosts, basically all of them are boosts, obviously, because the back odds are higher than the lay odds. That's not in the boost alert channel. Also in special offers, things like the Bet365 25% boost on bet builders, which is a really profitable offer for us long term. That's found in the special offers, not the boost alert. So it can get quite confusing, but off the top of my head, there are a few common things that are outside the boost channel that are still boosts. So you've got, as I said, Bet365 25% boost, William Hill 25% boost, and you've also got things like the Unibet 10% boost, Grosvenor 25% boost sometimes. Basically any boost offers, they've got boost in the name. And again, these things are just like practice to understand, okay, it's a boost, so I'm gonna underlay this. It might take you a bit of time, but it will come, don't worry. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. Hopefully that all makes sense, and thank you for watching.